Hey, welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to be taking a look at LinuxMint 22, codename Wilma. And you can see right here from the website, it says, this is LinuxMint 22, codename Wilma. LinuxMint 22 is a long-term support release which will be supported until 2029. It comes with updated software and brings refinements and many new features to make your desktop experience more comfortable. And right here it says, we have some known issues. And it says shutdown timeout. For your convenience, the shutdown timeout is reduced to 10 seconds. If you rely on lengthy operations to finish before shutdown, read this. I don't know if this is a file on your system, but it says read this and it should give you some information on it. And then we also have some VirtualBox display settings. If you are testing LinuxMint in a VirtualBox, make sure to apply the following settings. Display settings. To prevent black screens, change the VirtualBox graphics controller to VMS VGA. Do this by opening up the settings for your VM and select display screen. And they give you some options right here on how to get it all set up on VirtualBox. And we also have some Xorg crash and virtual machines. So there's information on that. Thinner Ubuntu fonts, sound issues, Grub2 theme and HIDPI, Snap Store, home directory encryption, guest sessions, touchpad drivers, Wine, mouse pointer theme and root, and Qt and Flatpak applications. DVD playback with VLC, Redshift. There's quite a few of them on here. So I'll link this website down in the video description. That way, if you want to go through it all, it'll be all right there. I'll also put the download links to make it easier for you to find because it's kind of hidden in the page right here. You have to go to Project, then go to Mirrors. And then for mirrors, you select the country that you live in. So let's say I'm in the United States. I'll click on this first one right here. And then I'll click on the stable. And then down here you see it says 22. Click on 22. And there you have the versions. So you have Cinnamon, Mate, and XFCE. I don't know if they have an Edge version for this or not, but these are the versions that are available. All right, so let's head on over to the virtual machine and get it installed and take a look at LinuxMint 22, codename Wilma. All right, we're here on the virtual machine, and you have an icon on your desktop to install LinuxMint. But before that, before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and set up my display settings. I'm gonna go ahead and set it up as a 1920 by 1080, just to make it easier to see. Click on apply, and then I'll keep the settings. All right, that's done. All righty. Now I'll go ahead and double click on the icon. That way it'll start the installer. And it should be the Ubiquity installer, unless they've changed. But the last time I used LinuxMint, it was using the Ubiquity installer, which is a pretty straightforward installer. It's similar to Calamari's. You get your options and just run with it. So right here it's set up to English. I'll go ahead and click on continue. And then my keyboard layout is English US. Click continue. All right, install multimedia codecs, always. And click on continue. All right, erase disk and install LinuxMint, sure. All right, click on continue again. All right, right here, it's correctly set to Los Angeles, so I'll click on continue. Now I have my user info, so first I have my username. Next I'll add my password. Same for the root password. And let's see. I'll click on continue. All right, just going to go ahead and install the system. So we'll go ahead and pause the video now. And when we come back, we should have LinuxMint 22, codename Wilma, installed. And we'll run through it and see what all it has to offer. All right, I'm going to pause the video now. All right, and the system has finished installing, so we're going to go ahead and restart the system so we can take a look at LinuxMint 22. Okay, the system is now rebooted and we're hit with a welcome screen, but the first thing I want to do is fix the screen resolution. So let me go ahead and go back into the system settings. Let me open up the display and we'll set it back to 1920 by 1080. Click on apply and then I'll keep the configuration. All right, and I'm done with that. All right, and this is it. It is installed now. So this is LinuxMint 22 Wilma. And the first thing we're hit with when we open up the system is the welcome screen. So this is the welcome to LinuxMint. And from right here, you have a tab right here for first steps. So the first things that it'll tell you to do is set up your desktop colors. So basically your theming. So we'll go ahead and launch that. All right, and you have the Mint Y, but I think you also have Mint X. You have Mint L, Mint X, and Mint Y. So by default, it's on Mint Y. And then you have the mixed appearance, dark or light. So I'm going to set it up to dark. And then for the accent colors, I'll just use the blue. All right, and I'm pretty good with that. All right, and then the next thing they'll ask you is system snapshots. So if you want to, do time shift and save your system, you can do that on here. So if it's something you want to do, you can set it up, set up time shift, set up your backup restore point, and get it all set up. But I'm not going to do that right now. Then you also have the driver manager, so that you can launch that. And if you had like proprietary drivers like NVIDIA or things like that, they should show up right here. Now, being that I'm using a virtual machine, it's not going to find anything. So it says right here, no drivers needed. All right. And then you have the update manager. So the update manager, being that this is just recently released as a stable, I don't know if there's any updates for it, but we can go ahead and run through the system real quick. So it says, welcome to the update manager. This tool provides your operating system with software and security updates. So you would click on OK and it will do a little check. And right now it wants to update bind. So we'll go ahead and click on install updates. See what happens. Enter your password. All right, now my system is up to date. So I'll go ahead and close that. And let's see what's next right here. We got system settings. We open this up right here. It'll open up your system settings, but I'll set this to the side for now. I just want to go through this welcome screen. Then you got your software manager. We'll get to that. And then you got your firewall. Then the next tab down, we have documentation. So documentation. Right here, you could take a look at the documentation for LinuxMint, see what's all new with it and what's all available. I believe this is supported till 2029. So LinuxMint 22, codename Wilma, is going to be supported till 2029. Other than that, I haven't read any other documentation on here. And then there is a link right here for new features. We could take a look at that. And it's going to open up a website. And it shows you, it's pretty much the same page that would, no, it's actually not. It's not the same page that we looked at earlier. LinuxMint 22 is a long-term support release, which will be supported until 2029. It comes with updated software and brings refinements and many new features. All right, better language support, support for new technology, support for popular features. So I'll go ahead and link this down in the video description too. So if you want to take a look at it, you can. But for now, I'll go ahead and close this. All right, then you have a help tab. So you got web forums and you got a chat room. And then you have the contribute. So if you want to contribute to LinuxMint, you can do it from here. But I'll go ahead and close this down and we'll take a look at the system settings. So in the system settings, you could basically control your whole system. It's kind of similar to GNOME and KDE, where you have your system settings where you could mess with your appearance, your preferences, your hardware, administration. So pretty much anything you need to do to your system, you could do it from the system settings. And from right here, there's really nothing. We already got the theming set up the way we want it. So it's pretty much already set up. But if you wanted to mess with like the screensaver, startup applications, windows, you can even set up window tiling from right here. And of course, this is where we set up the display, but there's other things. You got mouse and touchpad, Bluetooth, power management. And let's take a look at the system info from right here. I'll tell you, LinuxMint 22 Cinnamon. The kernel it's using is 6.8. Then you got your processor info, your memory, hard drives, graphic cards. Pretty much gives you your whole system information. All right. And then right here, you have the panel on the bottom. So the panel comes with a system tray. On the system tray, you get your clock and, your internet connection. And if you're on a laptop, it'll have your battery status, things like that. Your notifications, things like that. And then you have a couple pinned items here. So the first pinned item is going to be a terminal. Let's open up the terminal. Let's see, what terminal is this? This is the GNOME terminal. It is version 3.52.0 for GNOME 46. And let's see if we have a NeoFetch. And we do. Pretty much gives you the same info that you got from earlier. So it is LinuxMint 22. And the memory it's using right now is 988 megabytes. All right. We have HTOP by default. No, we don't, but we could install it. So to install software with LinuxMint, it is Ubuntu based, so you will use sudo apt install. And HTOP is what we want to install. So we'll do that, enter our password. Should be a quick install. Doesn't take long at all. And it's done. Now we can just type HTOP and we get more system info. Let's see if we can make this bigger. We can. All right, so if you want to find a process that's running, it'll all be down here. And then if you need the ID for that process, you should be able to probably find it. So these will be your PIDs right here, the first column. All right. So that is the terminal. And the second pin item, of course, is Firefox. So it's been a while since I've done an overview. So I don't know what version of Firefox we're on right now. So let's find that out right now. And this is version 128. It's Mozilla Firefox for LinuxMint. Alrighty. And then next to that, we have our file manager. It's going to be Nemo. Nemo standard on Cinnamon desktop environments. It is my favorite file manager. It's the one I like to use. And it is Nemo 6.2.6. Alright, and then on the far left, we have our menu. And clicking on our menu, we have all applications, accessories, graphics, internet, office, sound and video, administration, preferences, places, and recent files. So places and recent files is pretty much going to be your folders. And then on the left hand side, we have items right here, which you have your web browser, you have software manager, you have your system settings, you have a terminal, file manager, and then you have your power options, your log out, lock screen, everything right here. So let's take a look at the software manager. All right. And the software manager has opened up completely, and you can see right here, it does look a little different from the last time I used it. But nonetheless, pretty much all systems come with their own software manager, and this is nothing different. Pretty much has everything you need on here. So we have Spotify, FileZilla, OBS Studio, Inkscape, Watsy, Discord, Audacity, VirtualBox, Dropbox. So these are the featured items. Then you have categories. The categories are set as accessories, internet, sound and video, fonts, office, system tools, games, programming, Flatpak, graphics, science and education, and then all applications. And then you have your top rated. These are considered your top rated applications, things like that. But let's go ahead and install something from here, something simple. Let me see, do we have GIMP installed? Let me check my graphics. We don't. So let's install GIMP real quick. So from right here in the upper right hand corner, there's a green button that says install. So you just click on that. This is going to tell you all the dependencies it's going to use while it installs it. Click on continue. Then you get your password prompt. Enter your password. And then it starts installing. I don't see where it's coming from. It doesn't say if it's a Flatpak or where it says right here system package. But so Flatpak is under that. So it is just a regular system package. It's not coming from Flatpak or FlatHub or anything like that. All right. So that went ahead and installed. No problem. We'll go back. And while we got it open, let's go ahead and take a look at the about. And on the about, it is Mint install 8.3.2 software manager. Alrighty then, we'll go ahead and close this down. We just opened up we just installed GIMP. So let's go ahead and open it up, take a look. And it is GIMP 2.10. One of these years, they'll release version 3, but we're not there yet. All right, let's take a look at the about. And it is GIMP 2.10.36. And there you have it. Simple and straightforward. All right, apart from that, let's see if there's anything. Everything's pretty much standard, the same as any other Linux Mint. So, if you want to go through the links and check out all the change logs and like that, you can do that. But it's a pretty standard system. You can set it up however you like. You can put the panel wherever you like. You can theme it however you like. It's LinuxMint. This is the distro that I used to get off of Windows. Back in 2011, I used LinuxMint, and it got me off of Windows. And I haven't looked back. I have not been on Windows since 2011. So that's 13 years? Yeah, 13 years. And I'll never go back to Windows. For obvious reasons, of course. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to do it for this quick overview of LinuxMint. Like I said, this is LinuxMint 22. It is the stable release, and it's out there. It's out there for everyone to use and install. So go grab it, have fun with it, do what you want with it. All right, you guys. That's going to do it for this video, and I'm out.